Hi, I'm Stephanie, and I'm here to talk to you today about writing a novel. Before we go into any of that, I first want you to close your eyes. I want you to take yourself to anywhere in the world that you've ever wanted to go. Once you're there, I want you to go on an adventure, something that you've never done before, but have always dreamt of doing. Whether you're surfing in the ocean, ziplining through the jungle, going on an archaeological dig, or simply racing a car through Italy. Anything that you've ever wanted to do. I want you to make note of what you see, what you smell, what you hear. Take a look all around you. Keep going on that adventure. Now I want you to open your eyes. This has been your inspiration for your very first novel. When talking about writing a book, many people get very scared very quickly. They don't think they are able to write a novel. I'm here today to tell you that you can, and it's not difficult. You just came up with your very own inspiration right there. Inspiration can come from anywhere. It can come from other books, come from TV, from movies, anything from anywhere. All it takes is one idea that you start writing from, and there you go. Before you know it, you're going to have your very own novel. I have enjoyed reading for most of my life. I have read books from Jane Austen, to J.K. Rowling, to Steve Barry, to Andy McDermott, and many more. What I love about all these authors is they have the ability to take me from my reality and and make me go on an adventure, on a journey somewhere else other than here. That is what a good book does. When it came to coming up with an idea for my own book, my ideas came from my dreams. That is where I came up with an inspiration for one of my own novels. When it comes to writing a novel, the very first thing you want to do is plan. Planning is key. You've come up with an idea already, so write it down. Now, you can't just write a novel with that one idea. Your novel would simply be that one word or phrase. You have to do some research. You either have to make that one idea your starting point and go around from there. It's your brainstorming opportunity. Do your research. Think about what you want to talk about. Add in any little imagination of your own, or do your own research through the computer. What I love about this planning stage is you can simply do anything. If you want to write a novel about something that is in Italy, you can plan to go to Italy. That way you have all the sights, all the smells in your head, and you can write it from fact. Some people might not be able to do this, but it's certainly a journey that they could go on, and you can begin to write your novel that way. That being said, the internet is still a very good place to do your research. When it comes from your own imagination, you have the ability to take the reader on a journey of their own. After you've done your planning stage, this is where you want to write your first draft. This is where you write and start to figure out where you want your book to go. You start planning what things you want at the beginning, what things you want at the end, where you want everything to be laid out. Once you've gone through that writing your first draft, then you want to revise. You want to make sure that you have the placement of all your thoughts and ideas in the right spots, that you have all the characters where they need to be, and then once you've done that, you can go on to editing. You're almost there. Through editing, you just make sure that your grammar is correct, your spelling's correct, your punctuation, and any other little details that you want in your book are there. Once you've finished editing, this is where the publishing phase is. Now, publishing can do many things. You can either self-publish, you can publish through a big publishing house, or you don't really have to publish. You can just simply write it, print it out, and have your own copy for your own friends and family to read should you choose. Now, if you go through a publishing house, there's going to be a lot of work involved. It has to go through a long process of being read and either being accepted or rejected. And then they go through their own editing process with you as well. And it takes a long time to publish through a publishing house. But it will be published. Or you can choose to do self-publishing. I had a friend who did self-publishing, and it still took about a good year to publish, but he got it. It's on the shelves and he's able to sell it. It does come at a cost, but if you really want that book published, you won't mind paying that because the rewards will be so much greater. That is all simply the plan on how to write a novel and get it published. It seems fairly easy, yet many people are very intimidated. I myself have been intimidated about writing my own novel. It's not something you think that you can do, that you have to go to school for it, but you don't. My friend didn't go to school for it, but he wrote his own novel because all he had was one idea that blossomed into something, and he chose to make that into a book. And that is what I want everybody to know, is that it takes just inspiration, imagination, research, and you can have something that you can be so proud of. Books get to the heart of everybody. It takes them somewhere away from their reality. It takes them on an adventure, and that's where everybody wants to go. I myself have never traveled, but I'd love to travel. And reading a book that takes me to many different places around the world gets me excited to hopefully one day do that. But if I don't, I at least still have a world where I can imagine about it. So what I want everybody to do is I want everybody to go out there and think of one idea, because that is all it takes. One idea, and you can write your own novel. My mother posed a challenge to me and my sisters as kids. The challenge was to read just one book while we were off in the summer. And that turned in to reading probably about 100 books. Because it is from that one book that we can go and read so many more. All it takes is something so good that makes us go anywhere in the world, and there you have it. You can be a writer. Now, I myself am not very good at public speaking, as you have probably seen by watching this video. But what I want you to get from it is that you don't have to be intimidated. Publishing is not something to be scared of. If you don't want it published and out there for the world, it doesn't have to be. But having your own idea, writing it down, and having it done for yourself is all the accomplishment that you need. It's not good to keep it all bottled up. I have kept my ideas bottled up for so long, and now I'm just starting to write it down, because after talking about it with a friend of mine, I have all the inspiration I need to have it actually written down and maybe have it one day published for sale. And who knows, that could turn into a movie or a TV show. There's so many possibilities. Nobody ever got anywhere in this world by just sitting and doing what everybody else told them. They had an idea. They went from it. Writing a novel is just the first step. Inspiration, imagination, you can take that and do anything you want in the world. And that is what I want everybody to know. Thank you.